Have you ever gone to bed with your heart racing, feeling like it's skipping a beat or pounding louder than usual, even though you didn't do anything stressful that day? You might have blamed it on age or maybe just a restless night. But what if I told you the real reason could be what you ate at dinner? That's right. That seemingly harmless plate of food, that late night snack you've enjoyed for years, it could be quietly throwing your heart rhythm off balance while you sleep. Tonight's video may surprise you because we're not just talking about digestion. We're talking about how your digestive system and your heart are deeply connected, especially at night, and how this connection can either protect your heart or put it at risk while you sleep. If you're over 65, this matters more than ever. Your body doesn't process food the same way it used to, and your heart has less room for error. But the good news is, once you understand what's really happening, you can make simple changes that protect your heart and give you the restful, healing sleep your body deserves. So stay with me, because in just a moment, you'll learn what types of evening habits are silently hurting your heart and what you can do starting tonight to reverse it. And if you find this kind of information helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel. This is Better Heart Senior, where every week we share heart-smart tips to help you stay strong, energized, and in control of your health after 65. Your heart is worth it, and you are too. Your heart and digestion, a hidden connection. Most seniors don't know. Most people think of their heart and stomach as two totally separate parts of the body. One pumps blood, the other digests food. Simple, right? But the truth is, they're far more connected than you might expect, especially at night. Here's what actually happens. Every time you eat, your digestive system needs a rush of blood to break down that meal. That means your heart has to work harder to send more blood toward your stomach and intestines. This might not be a big deal when you're young, but after 65, your heart isn't as quick to adapt as it once was. That extra effort, especially after a heavy dinner, can push your heart into overdrive. Some seniors even notice it without realizing what's causing it. Maybe you felt your chest flutter as you're lying in bed, or you've had a strange sense of restlessness or heat rising in your body after eating. That's not just aging, it's your heart responding to the demands of digestion, and it gets more complicated. Because as you sleep, your body should be entering a calm, steady rhythm. But if your heart is still pumping harder to support digestion, your sleep isn't truly restful. Worse, your heart rate may stay slightly elevated, which over time can lead to irregular rhythms and added strain on the heart muscle. This isn't something most doctors mention in a quick visit, but it's one of the hidden reasons why seniors may wake up tired, or with a racing heart, or even with high blood pressure in the morning. Now that you know how digestion can silently influence your heart at night, the next question is, what part of your evening habits is making things worse? That's what we'll uncover next. Because timing, food choices, and your bedtime routine all play a role, and you might be making one of the most common mistakes without even realizing it. Late dinners, the quiet threat to your sleeping heart. Let's talk about a habit that seems harmless, but could be putting your heart at risk night after night. I'm talking about eating dinner too late. For many seniors, dinner happens around 7, maybe even 8 o'clock. Some folks enjoy a light snack or dessert closer to bedtime. It feels comforting, familiar, part of the routine. But here's what most people don't realize. Eating late in the evening forces your digestive system to stay active long after your body is trying to wind down. And that sends the wrong message to your heart. When you eat a meal and then head to bed within an hour or two, your stomach is still hard at work. It's producing acids, breaking down food, and demanding blood flow. Your heart responds by pumping faster and harder, even when you're lying still. For someone over 65, this extra strain isn't something to take lightly. Some seniors have described waking up with a racing heart, feeling anxious in the middle of the night, or having vivid dreams that leave them feeling exhausted by morning. Often, they don't connect it to the pizza or the heavy meatloaf they had the night before. But the truth is that late dinner may be to blame, and it's not just the time, it's also the type of food. Rich, fatty meals or anything high in salt or sugar can stay in the stomach longer, keeping digestion and your heart working overtime well into the night. The surprising part? You may feel fine when you eat. The discomfort and heart stress show up hours later, quietly, when you're supposed to be resting and restoring. So if you've ever thought, why do I feel worse in the morning than I did before bed? Your dinner might be the answer. In the next part, we'll take a closer look at specific foods that silently disrupt your heart rhythm when eaten late, and why avoiding them at night could change the way your heart feels when you wake up. Foods that disrupt your heartbeat while you sleep. You might be surprised to learn that some of your favorite evening foods, things you've eaten for years, could be quietly disturbing your heart while you sleep. Let's start with a big one: caffeine. Most people know coffee can keep you awake, but even decaf still contains small amounts of caffeine. For seniors, that tiny dose can linger in the system much longer than expected. It can keep your heart slightly elevated and make restful sleep harder to achieve. Next is chocolate. Dark chocolate in particular contains not only caffeine, but also a compound called theobromine, which stimulates the heart. A small square after dinner might seem innocent, even heart healthy in other contexts, but at night it may be causing your heart to beat faster without you realizing why. Spicy foods are another culprit. They can irritate your digestive tract and increase your core temperature, which makes your heart work harder to cool the body and settle your system. The result? Uneasy sleep and sometimes a pounding sensation in the chest, just as you're trying to drift off. Then there are salty and fatty foods, things like canned soups, processed meats, pizza, fried chicken, or even that extra slice of cheese. Meals high in salt and saturated fat put an immediate strain on your heart and blood vessels. They cause fluid retention, raise your blood pressure, and in many cases, make your heart pump harder than it should during what's supposed to be the body's quietest hours. And let's not forget sugar. Desserts like cookies, ice cream, or sweetened yogurts right before bed can spike blood sugar, then cause it to crash, triggering adrenaline-like responses that may jolt you awake or lead to a racing heartbeat around 2 or 3 a.m. You don't have to give up these foods entirely, but the time you eat them matters more than you think. Eating these trigger foods in the evening, especially close to bedtime, means your heart might stay active and stressed long after your head hits the pillow. In the next section, we'll explore something even more unexpected: how your nervous system tries to help you rest, but ends up clashing with your digestion, causing your heart to stay on edge while you sleep. Your nervous system at night. Why your heart can't fully relax. When we think about sleep, we imagine the whole body winding down, heart slowing, breathing deepening, and everything shifting into rest mode. And that's exactly what your nervous system is designed to do each night. It's called the parasympathetic response, also known as the rest and digest mode. But here's the twist: sometimes digestion and rest don't work together as smoothly as they should. Right after you eat, your body naturally shifts into digestive gear. But if that meal was heavy, late, or full of the wrong ingredients, your nervous system can get confused. Instead of settling into calm, your body may trigger a mild stress response, activating the opposite system called the sympathetic response. That's your body's fight or flight mode. And when that kicks in at night, your heart ends up caught in the middle. This can lead to a mix of symptoms that many seniors know all too well: a fluttering chest, shallow breathing, waking up suddenly without knowing why, or a general feeling of unrest during the night. It's your nervous system trying to juggle two opposing jobs: digesting food and helping you sleep. As we age, this balance becomes even more delicate. Our heart becomes more sensitive to small internal changes, like temperature shifts, blood pressure fluctuations, or digestive activity. What used to be no big deal in your 40s can now cause noticeable discomfort at 70. And here's something even more surprising: this tension between digestion and rest doesn't just affect sleep. It can set the tone for how your heart functions the next morning. Many seniors experience higher blood pressure and faster heartbeats after a poor night's rest, not realizing it started with what they ate and when they went to bed. But there's good news. Once you understand how this system works, you can start to give your body what it needs to calm down properly each night. In the next section, we'll explore how sleep itself should change after 65, and why your heart needs a different kind of nighttime routine to stay strong and steady. Why seniors must sleep differently. After 65, to protect the heart. Sleep changes as we age. You've probably noticed it yourself. You wake up more often, sleep lighter, or rise earlier than you used to. But what most people don't realize is that your heart also changes how it behaves at night. And after 65, that means your sleep routine needs to change too. When you were younger, your body could handle late nights, full stomachs, or an extra glass of wine without much trouble. Your heart was more resilient and recovered faster. But now it's not just about getting 8 hours, it's about the quality of those hours and whether your heart is actually getting the deep, restful break it needs to recover. The truth is, your heart relies on sleep as much as your brain does. During deep sleep, your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure drops, and your body enters repair mode. But if you're tossing and turning, digesting a heavy meal, or waking up multiple times, your heart never gets the chance to fully rest. Night after night, that strain builds. That's why older adults need to be more intentional about sleep, just like they are with diet or medication. Going to bed at the same time each night, waking up at a steady hour, and preparing the body for sleep through calming habits aren't just good advice. They're vital for your cardiovascular health. And here's something many seniors don't know. Even the way you sleep can affect your heart. For example, sleeping on your left side can help improve circulation and take pressure off major blood vessels, especially for those with high blood pressure or heart rhythm issues. Meanwhile, sleeping flat on your back, especially after a late meal, can actually trigger more heart strain and even shortness of breath. Your body is still capable of healing, restoring, and strengthening itself, but it needs your help. By respecting the changes that come with age and adapting your sleep habits accordingly, you're giving your heart the support it needs to keep beating strong. Coming up next, I'll share 3 simple, practical changes you can make tonight to help your heart rest better while you sleep. And they're easier than you might think. 3 simple nighttime habits to help your heart sleep better. You don't need to overhaul your whole life to protect your heart at night. Sometimes just a few small changes in your evening routine can make a big difference. If you're over 65 and want your heart to rest better while you sleep, here are 3 things you can start doing right away. First, eat dinner earlier. I know this one might sound too simple, but it's powerful. Try to finish your last meal of the day by 6:30 or 7 at the latest. That gives your body enough time to digest before you head to bed. When your stomach isn't working overtime, your heart can shift into its natural nighttime rhythm, slower, steadier, and more relaxed. Second, take a gentle walk after dinner. I'm not talking about exercise or breaking a sweat. Just a slow 10 to 15 minute stroll around the block or even around your living room. This small movement helps your body process food more efficiently and keeps blood flowing smoothly without putting pressure on your heart. Plus, it signals to your body that digestion is underway and bedtime is coming. And third, create a sleep-friendly environment. Your bedroom should feel calm, quiet, and slightly cool. Somewhere between 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. Keep lighting low, turn off screens at least 30 minutes before sleep, and if possible, use blackout curtains or an eye mask. When your brain senses darkness and quiet, it tells your heart it's time to rest. These steps may seem modest, but they work with your body, not against it. And that's the key as we age. Giving the heart a chance to do less at night so it can do more for you during the day. In the next part, we'll tackle a sneaky habit that many seniors think is harmless, but could be stressing your heart more than you realize. And chances are, you might be doing it without a second thought. The one habit you must avoid. Lying down right after dinner. Here's a habit many of us fall into without thinking twice, especially after a long day or a satisfying dinner. You eat your evening meal, feel full and a little sleepy, and then head straight to the couch, or even straight to bed. Maybe you tell yourself, just a quick nap, or I'm just going to lie down for a few minutes. But here's the truth. Lying flat after eating is one of the worst things you can do for your heart, especially after 65. When you lie down right after a meal, gravity no longer helps your body with digestion. That makes your stomach work harder to process what you just ate. This can lead to heartburn, indigestion, and even pressure that pushes stomach acid back up into your chest. That burning sensation or heaviness you sometimes feel, it's not just acid. It's your heart getting irritated by the stress of poor digestion. And if your dinner was heavy, salty, or late in the evening, this stress becomes even worse. Your heart ends up working harder at the very time it should be winding down. For many seniors, this shows up as nighttime palpitations, restless sleep, or waking up with a racing heartbeat. Now, I know that relaxing after dinner feels natural, but it's important to do it the right way. Instead of lying flat, try sitting upright in a comfortable chair. Prop up a pillow behind your back and keep your head slightly elevated. Let your body digest for at least 1.5 to 2 hours before you get into bed. It may feel like a small change, but it gives your heart a break when it needs it most. You'll feel lighter, breathe easier, and most importantly, your heart won't be struggling against a full stomach while you sleep. In the final part of this video, I'll share how slowing down, not just in your evening routine but in your mindset, can offer one of the greatest gifts to your heart, peace, and that's something we all deserve every single night. Slow evenings, stronger heart. The peaceful habit that changes everything. In a world that often feels too fast, even for those of us who've already slowed down, there's something deeply healing about creating a calm, gentle rhythm at the end of the day. Especially for your heart. You see, your heart doesn't just need rest, it needs rhythm, it needs consistency, and it thrives when your evenings become predictable, peaceful, and unhurried. That's not just good for sleep, it's good for your survival. After 65, every part of your body benefits from routine. Your brain, your digestion, and yes, your heart. But that routine doesn't need to be complicated. It starts with a decision to protect your evenings, like setting a regular dinner time, turning down the lights earlier, and doing something relaxing like reading, stretching, or listening to soft music before bed. When you slow down at night, your nervous system responds. Your breathing gets deeper, your blood pressure drops, your heart starts to settle into a gentle beat. That's when real healing begins, not just physically, but emotionally too. Think about it. Your heart has been with you every moment of your life. It's worked for you through joy, through stress, through loss, and through love. Now it deserves your care, not with expensive treatments or drastic changes, but with simple acts of kindness, night after night. So if you've been rushing through your evenings, eating on the go, or falling asleep with the TV still on, take this as a gentle reminder. You don't have to keep up with a fast world anymore. You've earned the right to slow down. And in doing so, you might just give your heart the very thing it's been asking for all along. Peace. And now as we wrap up this video, let's take a moment to bring it all together and remind ourselves why these small choices each night truly matter. Your heart deserves a peaceful night every night. Let's take a breath and think back on what we've uncovered together. Your heart and your digestive system. They're more connected than most people realize. And after 65, that connection becomes even more important. A late dinner, the wrong kind of food, or simply lying down too soon can quietly push your heart into stress mode right when it's supposed to be resting. Over time, that can lead to disrupted sleep, irregular heart rhythms, and even elevated blood pressure in the morning. But here's the beautiful part. You have the power to change that, not with major overhauls or strict rules, but with simple, thoughtful habits. Eat dinner a little earlier. Keep your meals light and heart-friendly. Stay upright for a while before bed. Choose calm, quiet activities to end your day. And most of all, give yourself permission to slow down. You're not just helping your heart beat easier, you're giving it the nightly rest it needs to keep showing up for you, day after day, year after year. If this video spoke to you, or if you learned something that makes sense in your own life, I hope you'll take a moment to subscribe to Better Heart Senior. This channel is here for you, with practical, compassionate heart health tips, tailored specifically for the 65-plus community. And if you know someone else who wakes up tired, who wonders why their heart feels uneasy at night, share this video with them. Sometimes the right knowledge at the right time can change everything. So tonight, let your evening be slower. Let your heart feel lighter. And let your sleep be the kind that truly heals. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, take care of your heart. It's taken care of you for a long, long time.